Have you ever pondered the mind-boggling odds of your existence in this vast universe? This is not a chaotic development. Rather, it is really a series of remarkable events that seem to have been planned by divine order, forming the industry as we know it. We find great resonance in this concept of divine order. Is everything happening according to a larger plan? For the first 4 billion years, most species on Earth were single-celled. Without the intricate ecosystems of today, bacteria ruled the world. Then, during the last half-billion years, life developed into increasingly complex forms, leading to the great diversity that we see today. A plethora of evolutionary developments, directed by what seems to be divine order, were made possible by this abrupt change. A complicated process, evolution is influenced by environmental stresses, mutations, and natural selection over long periods of time. DNA mutations are changes that can occur on their own or as a result of radiation or other factors. While many mutations are neutral or harmful, some have advantages that enable living things to survive and procreate. A theory originally put forward by Charles Darwin, natural selection explains how extraordinary features become more common in a population. Good mutations increase the likelihood of survival and reproduction and transfer those tendencies to the next generations. One of the biggest turning points in Earth's history occurred when a 6-mile-tall asteroid crashed into the Yucatan Peninsula at 50,000 miles per hour. The crater this cataclysmic event formed was 120 miles wide and sent debris into the surrounding area. After falling back to Earth, this fabric resembled a million red-hot meteors, causing wildfires and decades-long sun blockage. The dinosaurs were exterminated by this occurrence, known as the Cretaceous-Paleogene extinction event, which also made mammals and our ancestors possible to flourish. The place of the asteroid impact became important. It might have had rather different end effects if it had struck anywhere else on Earth, rich in sulfur and carbonates. The Yucatan Peninsula's rock composition evaporated to create aerosols that impeded photosynthesis and obstructed sunlight. Little, burrowing, semi-aquatic animals survived despite the collapse of food chains brought on by this worldwide darkness. These creatures survived the harsh post-impact environment by reproducing quickly and requiring far less food. Still, the impact of the asteroid did not entirely account for the upward thrust of mammals. Many aspects of the surroundings helped them to be fulfilled. Before the asteroid hit, mammals began to diversify. Some even adapted to nocturnal lives to avoid dinosaur predators. Because of this pre-adaptation, they were able to carve out the largest number of new niches and prosper following the extinction. Another major event that shaped life on Earth was the tectonic collision that brought about the Ice Age. The Himalayas were formed about 65 million years ago, when the Indian subcontinent and Asia collided. Massive amounts of rock were exposed by this geological event, which through weathering processes pulled carbon dioxide out of the surrounding air. This CO2 deficit grew to be enough over millions of years to start the Ice Age, which is typified by recurrent glacial cycles. The Ice Age became difficult for earthly existence, but necessary for the development of our forebears. Early people were compelled to conform in amazing ways by the difficult circumstances. They made devices, built shelters, and showed sophisticated activities like symbolic thinking and social collaboration. These adaptations have been motivated by the necessity to live in a constantly shifting environment. During the Ice Age, our direct ancestors, tool-making, habitat-building, complex-behaving apes, were tested for their tenacity and inventiveness. The ability to use tools and build shelters gave early humanity a huge survival advantage and allowed them to carve out the most different ecological niches. The potential of social collaboration and linguistic improvement to conform and flourish is even more desired. We owe those moments, which may have easily gone differently, our lives. On an individual basis, we are also extraordinarily lucky. It is 1 in 70 trillion times that humans fertilize. No two humans are the same, since every sperm and egg transmits exact genetic combinations. All of us are unique products of countless divinely directed processes, forming our genetic composition. The basis of evolution, this genetic variety, allows populations to adjust to changing surroundings and survive under extremely difficult circumstances. How amazing traits become more widespread in a population is explained by natural selection. Mutations, changes in the DNA collection, give rise to certain features. Radiation is one of the environmental factors that might cause mutations, or they can happen on their own. While a lot of mutations are detrimental or neutral, others offer benefits for reproduction or survival. Positive mutations make survival and reproduction more likely, and they pass on these traits to future generations. Genetic variation also heavily depends on recombination during sexual reproduction. By this way, genetic fabric is shuffled and new, potentially beneficial gene combinations are created. Acting on this transition, natural selection favors advancements that enhance survival and reproduction. Environmental elements are also very important in determining the course of lifestyle. Climate, resource availability, and interactions with other species all affect evolutionary paths. Adaptive radiations, in which an unmarried ancestor species provides upward impulse to new species. Each adapted to unique ecological niches can result from these environmental stresses. The finches in the Galapagos, for example, evolved into many species, each having a beak form suited to different food sources. The dynamic and always shifting fabric of life is created by the combination of environmental influences and genetic variation. Known as the adaptive panorama, this system shows how populations can change and grow in response to changing circumstances. It emphasizes the role of divine order in evolution, in which a complicated network of elements under a larger plan drives the ultimate outcomes rather than being always predetermined. The journey of life is shaped by a divine order that is not limited to the past. New selective forces driven by human activities, such as habitat degradation, weather interchange, and the emergence of exotic species, fuel evolutionary trade. These effects change the way that evolution proceeds and impacts ecosystems. Here we come to the meeting point of religion and science. By statement and experimentation, science aims to explain the herbal international and reveal the processes that propel evolution and create diversification. Religion provides a framework for knowledge of our area in the universe and answers to questions about which meaning and purpose. Both points of view can live together and offer further understanding of the secrets of existence. Locating your way inside the complex steadiness of life can be rather enjoyable. You don't need supernatural help to appreciate the intricacy and beauty of evolution. Information on the evolution and adaptation of lifestyles is provided by the scientific explanation of genetic variation, environmental factors, and herbal selection. The idea of divine order can, at the same time, provide us a sense of cause and surprise, which enhances our understanding of the natural world. Furthermore, enhancing this debate are other points of evolution. It is proposed by naturalistic evolution that herbal processes, such as variation, choice, and model pressure evolution. Theistic evolution suggests that God created the rules of nature that control evolution, therefore reconciling religion and technology. According to this viewpoint, life might follow natural legal rules and the beginning circumstances since divine forces have an impact on them. Theistic evolutionists do not believe that the idea in a practical advent planned by employing a higher strength and the scientific reasons of natural processes are at odds. The intricate intricacy and optimal tuning of the cosmos provide proof for heavenly order, for example. The charge of universe growth, the gravitational constant, the power of electromagnetic forces, and the proper values of fundamental constants are all precisely calibrated to enable the lifestyles of people. The cosmos as we know it could not have existed if any of these values had been even marginally precise. Many take the underlying cause and arrangement of this satisfactory tune as proof of a divine plan. Furthermore, the complex information stored in DNA, the molecule that contains genetic instructions for the creation, operation, and replication of all living things, indicates a clever source. The exact orders carried by the nucleotide sequences in DNA are not random. Rather, they are essential for living. Some scientists and philosophers contend that existence was purposefully created by a heavenly author at this point of intricacy and specificity. The anthropic precept challenges the exceptional tuning theory by arguing that we should consider these perfectly calibrated circumstances only because we are a part of this particular universe. Should the circumstances have been exceptional, we would not be here to examine them. As so, our universe is only one of many possible universes in a multiverse, each having remarkable physical constants. According to this perspective, rather than the universe being created especially for life, civilizations adjusted to the circumstances of our cosmos. In the same vein, herbal remedies can help to explain the complexity of DNA. Although the beginnings of life and the first stages of DNA creation are still being studied, naturalistic explanations such as chemical evolution and self-company are being investigated. According to these beliefs, the building blocks of existence should emerge from simple molecules under the appropriate circumstances, propelled by natural laws and processes without the need for supernatural intervention. New challenging circumstances and pressures brought about by human activity in recent times have a profound impact on the evolutionary course of life on Earth. The emission of greenhouse gases from the combustion of fossil fuels drives climate change, rapidly altering temperatures and climate patterns. This forces species to either quickly adapt or face extinction. Deforestation, urbanization, and agricultural activities degrade habitats, reduce biodiversity, and disrupt ecosystems. The delicate balance of the environment is further stressed by pollution, overfishing, and the introduction of invasive species. Human impact on the environment demonstrates how selective pressures continue to shape the modern world. While some species may become extinct, others have a greater chance of surviving in polluted or changing climates. These contemporary examples highlight how evolution is dynamic and how the environment continually shapes the course of life on Earth. The mind-boggling odds of your existence in the universe are nothing short of miraculous. The concept of divine order and the miraculous nature of life, as described in the Bible, offer a profound perspective on our place in the cosmos. The complexity and precision required for life to exist on Earth are staggering. From the exact conditions needed for life to thrive to the delicate balance of ecosystems, the astronomical odds against life arising by chance in the vast universe are truly awe-inspiring. The Bible's perspective on creation aligns remarkably with the intricate design of the universe. It speaks of a divine order that orchestrates the harmony and beauty we observe in the natural world. This extraordinary harmony between scientific understanding and biblical teachings invites us to explore more about divine order and the miracle of existence. By examining both scientific and non-secular viewpoints, we gain a deeper appreciation of the factors shaping our lives and the profound connections that bind us to all life on our planet. As we continue to investigate and solve the puzzles of evolution, we gain a deeper understanding of our place within the natural world and the incredible journey that has brought us here. We encourage you to explore more about life and existence in our other videos and share your thoughts in the comments. Together, we can marvel at the intricate design and divine order that make life possible.